Hello everyone, my name is Ilona and this is my recap of my Dutch live I just did. It is Tuesday evening, December 12th, 2023 and I've got 11 questions here. So I hope I can actually work my way or navigate this a little bit in order. It is still a very chaotic energy. I'm still affected by it even today. I had so much mispronunciations and things like that happening. It's just... we just have to work with what we've got. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to start with the first questions. This is about newspapers here in the Netherlands, although I think it is worldwide still happening. Try to confuse people and separate the stings with, of course, the mortality rate, because that's up in about everywhere. This is the energy I've got. The question was if there are any wide influences among these newspapers and if things are changing. Well, the first card I've got was the Death card. I've got the 7 of Cups and I've got a yes. So yes, there are whitehead influences in those newspapers as well, but they're still trying to confuse people, but it is already changing. Though this is like a changing period. The old is disappearing, the new is going to come in. It takes some longer, longer period. It's a major arcana card, which is usually a long process, but we are already in this process. So things are changing, but right now they're still trying to confuse people. They're still trying to bring out all these articles saying like, there's not really a connection and you can't say that, but it's just getting a mess. But there are whitehead influences working through them. And ultimately, they won't be able to deny it. If I'm not mistaken, I even shared an article on my Telegram channel. The Italian health minister is actually, there's been a complaint against him. So there's going to be, I think, a trial that has to do with stings. And of course, his connection to it, that he already knew there was something wrong about that. So that's going to be interesting. Texas, I believe there is also a court case or lawsuit going on. In Malaysia, I haven't been able to check it, but I've seen some reports that apparently a nurse is being put on trial there for administrating the stings. So we're going to see more and more things. So the media is going to change. They won't be able to stop that. Second question was about the movie Leave the World Behind. Right now it has to do with cyber attacks, and there's a lot of agenda points in there. It was, I believe, produced by, I think, something that Mr. O is behind and his wife Michelle. So this is very interesting. So I looked at the energy and we have the 4 of Cups, the Strength card, and the Judgment. So this is about waking up people. People are not very pleased with the movie itself. I've just seen I think something on YouTube about that the movie's not that well received. A lot of people are complaining about certain agendas being put out there. It is part of a programming. They're trying to program people, but I think it is so out in the open and obvious that this is really made to wake up people. Ultimately, it will wake up people, and it's about where we put our energy. They need us to create. They need the collective humanity to create things like that. If we refuse to work with them, cooperate with them, or, we won't create with them anymore, then of course they'll be, their storylines are going to fall apart. But this is really putting humanity back in their own strength. This is about waking up people, and a lot of people are not pleased with this movie at all. And really, it's just getting pretty obvious where this is going. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, the World Economic Forum, they also had these things about cyber attacks, and right now there are cyber attacks going on. So this movie was meant to program people, really, but it's so obvious that I think that's the point, that it is so obvious. And of course, the connection with Mr. O and with Michelle, it's very interesting. I think more will be coming out from this. But people are not having it. They don't really want it with the 4 of Cups. The third is more about the Netherlands, but it's very interesting. I do think it's something that's probably happening in other countries as well, and that is the threat. The threat level has been raised in the Netherlands, that things could happen, like something could happen. They try to create fear, obviously. So I looked at the energy, and I've got the 3 of Pentacles, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So there are people working on things, I don't feel any bad things right now. I don't think we have to be afraid that there's really something going to happen in the Netherlands. But they are working and they're using this to put people in certain positions as well. Especially when you up the threat, it means you can also put people in certain positions. That's the feeling I'm getting. So people are put into place. People are really working with this. So I don't think this is meant as that we have to be afraid that suddenly all kinds of things can be happening in the Netherlands or in another country. I do believe that most likely the Netherlands won't be the only country raising their levels of threat. But it has to do with also putting people in certain positions and being ready for that. So that's the feeling I got with that. Let's see. Question 4. Oh, this is about this weight loss thing that is going on in America. I'm not going to name the name, obviously. I don't know anything about that. But someone asked me what's the energy around this thing that's really a big hit in America. Has to do with losing weight, and whether there's going to be more about the effects, because there are already people speaking out about the negative effects of that. Interesting enough, so the question was, is there going to be more things coming out? I got the Ace of Wands, that's a clear yes. I've got the Six of Pentacles and again the Ace of Swords. So yes, more and more things are going to come out. This has to do with money. This is also people purposely talking about this certain thing that's going on, and they are most likely being paid, although they may not be open about that. So I think things like that are going to come out. And this is of course a way to keep people in a certain loop, because once you start using it, you'll have to keep using it. There are already things coming out, so this is a perfect way to hook people for their lives. But more truths are going to come out. Again, a yes to. So things are going to come out about that connections with money and other people that are. This is very interesting. I saw something about dietitians that were talking about. I think like aspartame. Is it aspartame? I hope I pronounced that correctly. But it's like this sweetness stuff they use. And they were actually talking about that there's nothing wrong. And even the World Health Organization talked about this, that it's not really healthy or it's on a certain list. And they were just denying that and the science. And it turns out they were being paid to do that. But they weren't disclosing that. So apparently some of these people on certain platforms have been, a message was sent to them that they shouldn't be talking about that. And if they continue this and not announce that they are actually being paid, they need to, they'll be getting fines. And I thought that was interesting. And I think more and more things like this they're going to really start showing people that when they talk about certain things, it is connected and they are being paid. And I think that is also going to happen with what's going on and what this big hit is right now. But more things will be coming out about negative effects and things like that. So that's question number 4. Then we are at question number 5. And this is interesting because in Argentina, Javier Milei has made a real turn. Suddenly he's pro-climate and that, I thought that was interesting. I've looked at his energy before. I didn't sense right away like this dark energy. I have a feeling that he's most likely connected or put there by the white hats. But that doesn't mean, and I think I want to make that clear, that just because someone is put there by the white hats doesn't mean he's going to act like a white hat. I think that his complete purpose is to show people that no matter if it's from the left side or from the right side, this system is corrupt and you shouldn't put your trust in someone outside of yourself. That's the feeling I'm getting, and that's exactly what he's doing. So he's not going to be a good guy and suddenly doing all the right things. He is there to show that even if you think you're going by the other side, that this is going to work out, they're still going to flip and then suddenly start doing all these agendas connected to the World Economic Forum. So that is interesting to see. So to me, it feels like he's actually doing what he's supposed to do. And if I'm not mistaken, in Poland, there is now this new prime minister, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't sure. I've read so very before, and like I said, I'm in a bit of a chaotic energy, so it's like my brain isn't really digesting the information I'm reading. But he's also making a turn that Europe needs to be strong and Ukraine needs to be helped and things like that. It's very interesting, and this is really showing people this system is done. We shouldn't trust anyone in this political system as it is right now. We really should change it. But the energy I've got on Argentina and Milei is the Page of Swords. He is still trying to get away with a lot of things. That is also what needs to be done. More information is going to come out, but it will lead to an ending. So I don't think he's going to last that long. I think people are going to be fed up with him very soon if he doesn't bring or change anything and he comes up with these things. So I think people are really seeing that. So more information is going to come out about that as well. So let's see, that's number 5. Number 6 was an interesting question about the Notre Dame. Apparently it's been restored and there's the flesh, I hope I pronounced that correct, but is being restored and placed back on the Notre Dame. I think it's the part above. And Macron was there as well. And I looked at the energy. What is the energy? Because the Notre Dame was Notre Dame. I think in French it's Notre Dame. My French isn't that good either. So it was used for all kinds of things, for rituals, for energies. There was a very horrible energy there as well, and of course it burned down for a reason, to release that. And I think things have been restored because these are the cards I'm getting: Justice, 10 of Pentacles, and the Fool. So there's a completely new energy coming there. Just because Macron shows up there doesn't mean that he wasn't he had to go there and show up. But justice is being served, new balance, new energy. So I think the Notre Dame is used for something completely different now, and the energy there has been restored. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. So especially with justice being served there, things needed to change, horrible things have happened there, energy needed to change. Okay, we're at question 8. So let's see, I've got another card I need to use as well. Let's see. This was a very interesting question. This was, how far are we as humanity in this process going to this new earth or this new energy? How far are we? Where are we? And I thought that was a very interesting question about humanity and the energy now. And I've got the 6 of Wands, which is a victory card. We've got the High Priestess and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So there's going to be a new balance. And I think the energy is in essence already there. There is already a victory. Humanity has already won. And I think energetically we have already, the energies are already there for us to take in. But it's about really leveling up spiritually so we can bring in this energy and start manifesting. A lot of people are still stuck in that very old system. Even I am, working with the frame that I grew up with, and really have to remind myself this is going to be so different from what I know, and really be able to surrender to that. That is really something else. I'm not really good in releasing control because of my background feeling so unsafe when I was growing up. So I do have this tendency of, holding control, and especially with the chaotic energy lately, I kind of have to just surrender to the moment and okay, things are not going the way I want it to go. It's the way it is. It is also about surrendering, spirituality, the High Priestess, the energy, trusting life, trusting that it will work out. But humanity has won already. We've already are far enough and we can bring in this new energy. But it's about really spiritually choosing that path, seeing what still comes up in ourselves, working through that, creating a new balance, and then bringing in those new energies. So I thought that was a good thing. The energy for Christmas. There were some questions and I think it's just broad. So I looked at Christmas just around the world for humanity. So this is for humanity Christmas. We have the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. I think a lot of people still feel very powerless around Christmas. Maybe a lot of things are happening. And I'm talking about the large group of people that still are not completely aware of, don't understand really what's going on. They can feel very threatened in their, in their security, safety, feeling left out in the cold, financial issues. And I think the group that's already been working on it, they'll be more aligned with the Seven of Wands. They'll be standing strong, like, well, they can try anything with us. We will be all right. But especially the people that are still in this trying to hold on to the old, not fully understanding what's going on, they can really feel fearful. They can really feel like they're left out in the cold. I do believe that the prices are still going to rise. And there's still so much going on that can be very frightened and feel very unsafe. So I think a large part of humanity still is working through these feelings of feeling powerless, feeling lack of financial support, just feeling left out in the cold. But I think the people that are conscious will be in a better position and will be like, well, let's go. What's happened will happen. We are ready for that. So there are different energies. But I do think Christmas is still going to be quite tough in that it hasn't really resolved everything yet. I think there are still some things that need to change. I think 2024 is going to be a very important year. We've been feeling for quite some time, but we can really see things happening now. Also in the outside world, with the media starting to report on certain things. So I do believe things will, in 2024, things are going to change in a good way. Although it may seem very erratic, very chaotic at first, we will have to go through that and understand that we are standing in a better position than we think we are. It's very important to realize that. All right, number 10. This is the energy of Mother Earth. What is the energy of Mother Earth? I thought that was a very interesting question. Well, Mother Earth cares about her children. In essence, we are her children as well. But I do believe this also refers to the children of our children of humanity, but just the children of humanity. And humanity as her children. We have the, let's see, how can I, this were two cards together. She is very sick and tired of being abused in a way, or being used, I think, or just being used in an awful way and just being, well, not treated kindly. She's really sick and tired of all the power plays. So things are happening as well. She's cleaning up as well. She's given an opportunity to clean things as well. So this could get very hectic as well. So volcanoes, earthquakes, that also could be Mother Earth standing up for herself, refusing to cooperate with all these awful energies that have been put out there by the dark energies, the twisting, the turning, the things that she has experienced. And she is also moving ahead and changing and cleansing herself. So that's the energy of Mother Earth. And last but not least, and it's very interesting, is Disney. Because let's face it, Disney is really falling apart with all their very woke films. In the past, they do have made some films that I even enjoyed watching, but lately, especially with the Marvels or the MCU or the MCU or sort, all these agendas are now coming out, and it's just, they are really messing things up. Of course, Elon attacked Bob, and interesting things are happening. Well, we have the Five of Wands, so there is really infighting going on. There's a lot of standing still. I think they do have an opportunity to get out, but I don't think they're going to take it. It's like the Hanged Man and the Four of Swords. Everything is kind of standing still. I think it's going to lose a lot. I think everything is going to go downhill with Disney, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it completely falls apart as a company, or it has completely changed, or lots of things happening there. And of course, all the things that have been happening with Disney, all the programming, all the things with the children, all the things under all these amusement parks and things like that, they are going to come out. They are all going to come out. So these are all the questions, and I can answer. Next week I will also have a live on Tuesday and most likely on Friday. Those will be the last lives I'll do in a while, because I'll be, well, not in a while, but just 2 weeks from Saturday, December 23 till January 7th. So Sunday I will be taking a leave. I'll be just taking care of myself, just taking a break. And there's of course Christmas and the New Year's coming in. So I'm just going to take a break then. So until then I'll be there. So next week I will have a live as well. But those will be the 2 lives for this year. And then of course in January I think it will be, January 9th, I most likely will have a live again, and I'll have to see how I'll work out my schedule then. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. So if suddenly you're like, hey, where did Ilona go? Well, Ilona is taking a break, but it starts on Saturday, December 23rd. So it's not that time yet. I just wanted to give a heads up. I hope to see you in another video. Bye.